Work Entertainment. Let's get it. Made for a boss, made for a boss, made for a boss, yes, made for a boss, made for a boss, made for a boss, made for a boss, made for a boss. What you really gonna do? Waste your time and not receive these blessings? If you gonna stay stuck at the bottom and motivated, not learning your lessons, better rise up, realize your potential, and aim for the sky. Got no time to be playing, polluting my body and mind with the enemy's high. I'm fed up, I'm walking in royalty, recognize you a king. Just call up to God, tap into his power, and you gonna do marvelous things. Recognize where you come from, it was heaven.
With Made for a Boss TV, I first want to give a shout out to our sponsors. So let me throw our new sponsor up on the screen. There they go. So I'm going to give you more information about this logo real soon. This lady right here does a lot of different things. So if you see this logo, just know she's going to be able to do something for you. And let me go on and do our sponsorship video. Hold one moment, y'all. Let's give a shout out to these sponsors. Thanks for becoming a sponsor on Made for a Boss TV. All right, we're going to work the sponsorship out. You guys, if you would like to be a sponsor, here's the information.
This is Made for a Boss TV with Nikki the Influencer. Schedule your 15-minute promotional interview today. 916-745-9598. That's 916-745-9598. Schedule your interview today. Boss Work Media Studios.
Yeah, schedule your interview today with Nikki the Influencer inside of the Boss Work Media Studio. And here's the shout out to our sponsors. Here we go. Only $10 a month, y'all. Better get it while it's hot. Mac Lab. Get all your printing needs at Mac Lab. That's Mac Block on Facebook. All right, get your auto detailing. Boss Mode Graphics. Men's Healing Circle. Enroll your kids now in the Kitty Club Daycare, and they got the Mega Family Expo coming up. Grinding to Success, a 13-year-old artist. Roots Labs, if you need your DNA tested, Roots Lab. And Teach BLS. Teach BLS. Get some J-Bulls jewelry. And then we got Crop Youth Initiative. All right, you guys. Mechanisms, that's our new book. And Nikki's Dollar Jewelry and more. We got braiding classes right there in Jazz Toes with her new logo. Sacktown Majorette, y'all, in the house. All right, he does custom shoes. Not So Ordinary Customs and Not So Ordinary Media. Hook that up for me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. Made for a Boss TV. I have a very, very, very special guest in the house that I'm going to get on right now. So you guys don't sleep on us. We are doing lots of interviews. And if you would like to be interviewed on our platform, just holler at me, Nikki, the Influencer, 916-745-9598. So we are going to get Mr. Floyd Collins in right now to speak with us about what he has going on. He has a lot going on. He is involved with the crop organization in Oakland. He has his own nonprofit. And we're going to get on and let Floyd tell us a little bit about what he has going on. Hello, Mr. Floyd. How are you today?
Fine yourself, Miss Nikki. How are you?
Good, good, good. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you well.
All right, all right. We're going to flip the camera over to you. And, one moment. Let me close that down. All right, there you go. How you doing today, Mr. Floyd Collins?
Fine yourself, Miss Nikki Potter.
Good. I'm doing pretty good. So we on here today. You have a lot of things that you do. And right now, we're just going to jump right on into it. So to begin, I want to start a few seconds after you were suitable for parole. So tell me a little bit about your name, where you grew up from, and just how that felt at that day.
Okay, so my name is Floyd D. Collins. And I grew up in the Bay Area all of my life up until the point of incarceration. You said to share with you how I felt. So on June the 27th, 2023, it was a surreal feeling. It was mixed emotions. The mixed emotions because at that point in time, you know, I had served 26 years and maybe about 8 months because my total time served was 27 years and 1 month. And going through the parole board hearing and having to engage with the victims of my life crime was very, very traumatic because of the loss that they've experienced. And then in another sense, almost rewarding for me for the work that I put in to be recognized, to be found suitable. So it was a pot of mixed emotions.
Okay. So what did the following moment after that felt like? Like once you got to getting into the world?
Anxiety, fear,
Right.
hope.
Yes.
You know, I had a foresight because having a life crime that was related, it was a domestic violence homicide, and having a life crime that was related to that, there was fear of the unknown because Governor Newsom at the time was embanking a lot of people, and that is where your suitability would go to a panel of 12 to 19 commissioners for them to uphold it. So that was the fear of the foresight of what could potentially take place. Then there was the fear of the unknown of what does the world have in store for me when I get out there.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I was going to say next. So now that you are out, did you feel like you properly prepared yourself for the journey that was coming? Did you feel
That's
like
a great question.
Did you feel like you learned the right lessons and abominated the right ideas?
Okay, so the right lessons. So aside from a person, well, I'll say me, aside from me going to prison for, you know, a heinous crime, it was the greatest learning experience and journey that I could ever went on. Aside from the reason of being there, I found purpose in prison. And you said that it set me up to succeed out here. For a long time, I had no hope of even being out here. So at some point, I transitioned in my thoughts and transformed my way of being and thinking and started to apply myself while in prison. And how I applied myself, I would offer this to anybody who's still incarcerated or facing a long time and then coming out, is the things that you adopt in there, the ways, the beliefs, the behaviors, and how you inject yourself will roll over to out here. So I set myself up with ethics, values, morals, and a way of being in there to come out here and to transition.
Yes, definitely. So one quick question. Can you give us a quick snapshot of your prison experience? Coming to prison, hitting the prison yards, and some quick lessons you had to learn.
Coming to prison. Okay, so coming to prison was a culture shock. Yeah, I went through the county jail for 3 years, some change, but coming to prison is a whole different dynamic. Hitting the yard. I started out on a level 4. So, you know, and I don't say this to be funny, but I became an owl in the sense of, you know, you keep your head on the swivel at all times. It's about learning who's who. So meaning I was never affiliated with any type of gangs in prison. So I more so kept to the Bay Area circle. So that's what I had to do. I had to seek out who's from the Bay and learn where not to be, where not to go, what areas are off limit, and so forth like that. Prison is its own world. And so hitting the yard and a level 4, I believe you have to learn quick. And I had to learn quick of the do's and don'ts and the structure. That's what I'll say. I'll use the structure of the environment.
Yes, definitely. I can definitely understand that. So while in prison, you came in contact with the CROP organization, the CROP program. Tell us a little bit about that history. How did it begin for you?
So while I was in Soledad CTF, the founders of CROP, and that'd be Ted Gray, Richard Morales, Jason Bryant, and Matt Braden, they were they were gentlemen, 4 gentlemen that were ahead of the game with what that they were doing. Their vision was so outside the box, I couldn't even comprehend it at that time. But your question was, how did I come in contact with them? They were offering 3-day workshops in relation to crop and vision casting. And I was a participant within that workshop back in 2016. And that's how I came into contact with those gentlemen in the crop. It was crop at the time in prison. And yeah, it wasn't the organization.
It wasn't. It was just crop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who approached you about it? And how did?
Just being in the know of the self-help programs that went on, this one was like an echelon program. So I approached them, and there was an interview process, and I was accepted for the, because they only could take so many for the 3-day workshop.
Okay. So it was a 3-day workshop. Okay. And so, how did that impact you?
In the moment, and I'll speak in the moment, it was very, very transformational because it was something that I never experienced before. So the impact that it had on me, I was grounded in actually thinking outside of prison, casting a vision for myself, the impact of understanding what my current reality was and what's wanted and what's needed. Mm-hmm. And the biggest takeaway was that my intentions would always match my results regardless of the mechanism. So that was the impact that it had on me.
Okay. And you're currently a part of the crop organization now in the Bay Area.
Yes, ma'am. I'm one of the program reentry coaches, and I am the lead for the in-prison programming, which means I'm the crop organization employee that goes into the prisons and delivers the Quest workbook program that is a part of crop.
Okay. Tell the people that don't know a little bit about what crop is.
So crop is a workforce development program it's about a year. They have a satellite cohort that takes place in Los Angeles, Southern California, and they have what we call on campus, which is in Oakland, California, where someone who's incarcerated or someone who isn't incarcerated that's been out under 5 years but has a CDCR number can apply to go through this workforce development program, which is 1 year long. They offer you a stipend of $1,000, which comes in the form of $300 every 2 weeks and $400 into a savings account that you can take away at the end of the 12 months, which will be a total of $4,800. There's 4 pillars to the program. The pillar that I'm involved in is the first pillar, and that is called Leadership for Life. There's a second pillar that gets you prepared for the workforce. And then the third and fourth pillars, I am not engaged with, but they are like the refining points of 1 and 2 when you go into 3 and 4 to complete it.
Okay, sounds good. So the crop, tell us the difference between crop in prison and the crop organization in Bay Area, and how has it been in the program right now benefit you?
Can you repeat that question?
Tell us the difference between the crop organization in prison and the crop organization in the Bay Area, and how has being in the program right now benefit you? How has the crop program benefited you? And what's the difference?
Okay, you said the difference.
Yes.
So the difference between in prison and out. In prison, we would work out of the Quest workbook, and it would be 12 to 14 weeks of us diving into, casting a vision, going into your current reality of what's wanted, what's needed, the power of forgiveness, and finishing well. That's within the workbook. And that's 12 to 14 weeks, which you would go through the workbook, we process that, then they have homework, and we come back and go over that and go over journal reflections. That's in prison. And we share in a process. It's maybe 10 gentlemen to each group with a coach, an inside coach, and myself overseeing it, or myself engaged within these conversations. On the outside, what differs is they come every day, Monday through Friday, and they will be in the classroom from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m., going over the material Leadership for Life. They will also go over digital literacy. They also go over a financial literacy. These are over different days. Like Monday and Tuesday will be the Leadership for Life. I believe Wednesday will be finances. Thursday will be digital literacy. And then Friday will be like a community engagement to where the cohort that's in Oakland will go out and maybe pick up trash or do something of service for the community. But that will be the difference, that they're on campus from 9 to 4, and in prison, it will be from whatever that day is for 2 hours and working out of the workbook.
Okay, that's a great breakdown, you guys. So if you have anyone that's in prison, you guys are at, what locations are you guys at?
In prison programming takes place in Solano, Folsom, and CCWF for the women's prison.
Okay, you guys tell your people, if you got some people there, tell them to go research the CROP organization. They might already know if they haven't joined in. Tell them to go join in and start focusing on their vision, their current reality. What's wanted and needed. You know what I mean? The power of forgiveness, the power of promises, the freedom of forgiveness, and finishing well.
And finishing well. That's the strongest one. Finishing well.
Yes, finishing well. Finishing well is the very strong one. And I like freedom of forgiveness, too. That's a strong one right there.
Absolutely.
For me. And so we're going to move on. Outside of the CROP organization, you also have your own organization that you pour yourself into, your nonprofit called AIDA, correct?
AIDA. AIDA. It's pronounced AIDA, and it's AIDA.
Okay, AIDA, Awareness Intro Domestic Abuse, correct? Am I
Awareness
right?
Awareness into domestic abuse.
Into domestic abuse.
Yes.
Okay, well, let me let you break it down, because I'm chopping it all up, and we want y'all to know the right information and how to get a hold of everything. So tell us about your nonprofit organization.
Thank you for this, Nikki. I appreciate you bringing this in. AIDA, I'll try to sum it all up, but it began, like I told you, I went to prison for domestic homicide. And while incarcerated for the first 13, going on 14 of my 27 years, I placed blame on the lady who I murdered because of her choices of who she chose to engage with outside of me, which was unequivocally wrong on my part. I took no personal accountability or responsibility in the beginning. Responsibility, yes, but I wasn't accountable. So a shift came about, as I told you, when I just decided to really invest in myself and in my getting out of the belief system that I had. AIDA came about in 2014 while I was also at CTF Soledad, and it started out as a self-help program. That's what they called it at first, an inmate leisure time activity group. I got 4 other gentlemen together because I feel that you can go farther with others. And the program took place in 2014 the first time. It was shocking to see how many men signed up for this class. I thought I was alone with, being an abuser and being willing to come out and say that. And so the program started in 14 and it took off. It took off. As I was going, I started doing some things that I call me search. And the me search allowed me to look into my character flaws of like jealousy and insecurity, having low self-esteem. And I really became ingrained in how I became that person that allowed me to choose to do that the day that I did. I left from there in 2019, and the program was flourishing. I chose to transfer for an opportunity to go to school at San Quentin. They had a college program. And COVID came. When COVID came, it was a blessing in disguise. It was a lot of lives lost in 2020, but it was a blessing in disguise because that's when I started writing the curriculum for the program. I started writing a correspondence course that was approved by the Border Patrol hearings to, circulate and have a certificate program with the assistance of my wife, and who I must shout out, my partner, and who helped me with this the whole way. To fast forward, we started a nonprofit called Awareness into Domestic Abuse, and were fortunate to be funded while I was incarcerated by the Department of Rehabilitative Programming back in 22. And that allowed us to expand the program to the institution that I was at, the institution where it started, and another institution, Mule Creek. And so that's how AIDA began. It is a full-fledged 501c3. And I serve as like the program director, where I go into institutions and deliver the program. Funding comes, funding goes. So, we are no longer up under that funding. However, we're still stewards of delivering the program.
Yes. So, what prisons are you inside again with your program? Are you there now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we are currently in Mule Creek State Prison, San Quentin Rehabilitation Center, California State Prison Solano, and California Training Facility Soledad.
All right. And how is that going?
It's going. And also we offer 3, and I'm in development of 2 more correspondence courses that go across all the 32 prisons and has reached now to out of state like Michigan, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Virginia, and a couple other places I can't think of right now. Tennessee. And how's it going on the in-prison programming? It's going well. I always say that while I'm in there and I'm leading, if I can just reach 2 people, because those 2 people will internalize this and apply it to their lives, give it to their family, and give it to others that really want it.
Yes, definitely.
But it's going well.
Definitely.
It's going well. And thank you for asking that.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely how I feel about the Crop Youth Program, and just basically anything that I'm doing, if it can just reach 1 or 2 people. Sometimes, even when you applying for a job, you got to knock down 100 doors for a couple to open. So yes, if we can just reach a couple, that'd be fantastic. So
absolutely.
So you do have outside? Is your program outside where people can get involved with it outside of prison?
I'm glad you said that. And with full transparency, that's the goal. That is the short and long-term goal, to bring this programming. My initial is for a preventative measures to bring it to the youth. And when I say youth, I think of anywhere between the ages of 10 to like 21.
Yeah.
And that reason being is because it's so impactful at a young age to where they transition and take it into their teens and then adulthood. And that's the same thing that happened with me. And I didn't have no one to speak to. I would say that not necessarily the hindrance, it's the lack of knowledge of application for myself of how do I get into these spaces. I'd also like to work with people's families who have the loved one incarcerated that have gone through the program, to offer sort of like a AIDA family, like a family reunification thing, to where they can understand what their loved one, the program they took, and hopefully even understand some things that they may have not discovered or have dealt with. Mm-hmm. So those are 2 of the goals, and I'm open to any direction that someone can give, but I am, diligently pursuing it.
Definitely. I would love to incorporate that some type of way into the Crop Youth Program, because it does start at a young age, and the youth is angry sometimes, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then they have their boyfriend and their girlfriends or whoever you're dating, even same-sex relationships have domestic violence. Even at a young age, these teens are having, I don't know if you call it domestic violence, but if they're dating and they're abusing one another just because they're not grown or they're not married, it's still a domestic violence. They're still going through that type of thing, right?
So I wanna elaborate on something that you said. I'm not a subject matter expert on it at all, but I have read and studied that it's a higher rate in same-sex relationships. And then I want to backtrack to go forward. You said that the youth are angry, and it bears to ask why. So I believe in my thought process is it's my environment and my learned behavior that I'm expressing this anger or this this neglect that I haven't had in being loved, that I'm seeking to love, and I'm relating it to myself in my childhood, that I lash out and act out because I'm not getting my way, or because I'm seeking to have power and control within this relationship, which is the foundation of domestic violence. So tapping into this younger generation, and then just allowing them the space to speak freely of what they're thinking, we can tap into what they're feeling and then seek to help make a shift within that.
Yes, definitely, because like you said, it is a learned behavior. You don't know what type of environments they are already in, and not just saying in their home, but their neighborhoods and things like that. And they've been taught to revenge first of all. If you get your feelings hurt, first thing you want to do is have revenge on somebody and all of that. You know what I mean? When we are, and that's the freedom of forgiveness. Not to say that you forget what someone does to you. But you can forgive, not to say you got to be buddy, but you can forgive so you can move forward with your vision. So if this domestic violence program will help you figure that out as well, because you will learn how to control those things, right? Like control.
Right. So I won't say to control those things, because they're in a person. How do I cope?
Okay.
How do I, when I become triggered, that's the language that's used, but when I become upset or mad or angry or frustrated, how do I cope? And it all begins with our thought process. That's where you have to challenge yourself of when these thoughts come up, because I mean, it's I don't know what the thing is about it, excuse my stuttering, but what came first, the thought or the feeling? I don't want to get into semantics about that. I know that they are meshed, and one comes and the other comes. But how do we challenge it in the moment is the greatest thing. And that's where transformation comes in too. Like, that's where I feel that because you asked me how did it impact me. That's the collaboration within my mind and heart of how what I do with Crop and what I do with AIDA, how it comes together, because it's all in one. Yeah. And everything, situations occur and arise within language.
Yes, definitely. So, how can a person get a hold of the AIDA program, or find out more information, or give this information to their people that may be in the prison?
Absolutely. So if I'll start with, if they're inside and need to write us, it will be AIDA, AIDA. P.O. Box 5323, Sacramento, California 95817. That's P.O. Box 5323, Sacramento, California 95817. And their loved ones or someone outside can reach us through all one word, awareness-into-domestic-abuse.com.
All one word, you guys. All one word. All one word. And you have a Facebook platform, correct?
Yeah, AIDA Group 15.
AIDA Group 15, you guys. AIDA Group 15.
Capital AIDA GROUP 15. It's on Facebook and Instagram.
All right. You guys, get your people, get yourself, anyone that needs some domestic violence awareness, start here.
Absolutely. Information on if their loved one is incarcerated and they think that they can benefit from going through the program. If they have ideas of how we can set up something out here, whether through Zoom, just have men support groups, sister support groups. I mean, I'm open to all suggestions, and I am a sponge, and I do take direction well.
Yes, indeed. So let's, outside of the Crop organization and your nonprofit, what else are you doing that you want the people to know about? You doing anything else?
Man, yeah. I'm just a servant. I'm a person that seeks to give back to the community to rebuild. What I like to do on the side, and I'm not gonna say it's sad, it's just who I am. Is related a lot to incarceration. I like to help other people get prepared for the parole board. So helping them put their parole plans together, their domestic violence relapse prevention plan and other relapse prevention plans. I would like to one day do it like you, Nikki the Influencer, and start a podcast.
Oh yeah, you definitely
That's
can. I can help
that's
you with
so
that.
that's one of my. Oh, I like that. That's one of my goals. Also, I'm a husband. I'm a father. And just a community serviceman. You know, that's the crux of me, and I love to read.
Hey, well, hey, we got a new book out, me and Bilal. It's called Mechanisms.
And I will be getting it.
Yes, yes, yes. So I have it. It's on Amazon. It's on
Okay.
Amazon, y'all. It's on Amazon. Y'all been seeing me. But it's in store here at Nikki's Dollar Jewelry and More, 2251 Florin Road, and I have them in the store for $20. So you get a discount if you come in
How
and
much are they on
support.
Amazon?
There are 25.99. Okay, twenty five
I
ninety
might want to.
nine.
I might have to come. I might have to come to Florida and get it.
And February 21st, I'm doing, I just put the flyer out. I don't have it to put it up on the screen, but I'm doing a book signing, book discussion. So we're going to go over one of the chapters in the book, and you'll be able to purchase the book, get something to eat, because I like to provide food, because I like to eat. So, and get your book signed by me. So that's going to
Where? When
be
will this take? Where will this take place at, Nikki?
that's going to take place at 2251 Florin Road here in where I'm located at, but not my store. We're going to be in Suite 100, the conference room, and it will be at 6 p.m. 6 p.m.
Okay.
Yes, it'll be at 6 p.m. So if you're able to come down, come down. But we'll be doing more of them, and we'll be also doing book discussion podcasts. And not only my
Oh
book, you
wow.
guys, not only my book, we're going to bring in other people's books. You will want to be a sponsor on that platform for a small fee. Bring in your book. We'll do some book reviews. Read one of your chapters so people can get a little grasp of what your book is all about, and then get some sales, hopefully, and make people aware.
Absolutely.
So if you have a book, let's do it. So, is there anything else you would like the people to know or you would like to emphasize on once again before we end the show?
Yes. So first and foremost, let me say thank you to you and to Bilal for affording me this opportunity to share and to express my thoughts and to give back on this platform. The next thing that I'd like people to know is that, you know, when we're young, sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the times, and I'll say myself, I didn't have any vision. I didn't have any thoughts of what I wanted to do in my life past 13, past 18. Then when I made it to 20, to 21, you know, unfortunately, not even unfortunately, by choices I made, I was incarcerated at 23 and didn't come out until I was 50. People make choices in their lives that have consequences that are sometimes horrific, sometimes bad. I don't want to put a label on anything. People can transform. People can shift. People can change. People can become new beings. I want to say that I went through a metamorphosis in prison, and I came out the man who I am today. But I went in as a boy who was seeking. I just want to offer. And you said what I want to share. Like, we should always reserve judgment and leave that for God, and be open that people can, you know, do more and do better after doing something that may not be socially or politically correct. So just that, just love one another and be empathetic and less judging, and just, you know, seek to always, you know, give the benefit of the doubt until it's proven to be wrong. That's
Definitely,
about it.
definitely. Yes. It's
Have
one hard
empathy.
thing to
Have
do.
empathy for one another.
Yes, yes,
Have
yes.
empathy.
And at times it is hard. We ain't none of us perfect. It is hard. That's why that even that freedom of forgiveness workshop is something that all of us have to work on, because
That's
I
that's
definitely
that's
do have to work on that. I deal with um, working on that myself, not to get a little personal. I deal with my mother was murdered when I was 12. And that's one hard pill to swallow. It's one hard pill to swallow. So while I'm teaching these classes and I still have my issues too, no one's perfect, And yes, he's been paroled. It's been a long time. I was 12, she was 32. And yeah. Yeah, so Yeah, I deal with that myself. So,
I'm sorry, Nikki. Because one thing I always do is and I didn't do it when I began, is if anything that I said, brings up something or triggers someone, then I do apologize. And so uh, for your loss, my deepest condolences, and I do apologize if anything that I've said or anything that I am in conjunction with.
oh no, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just, I talk to Bilal a lot. My business partner is in jail for
Right.
30 years.
It's still,
My best friend.
I just want to make sure.
So
I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that that I'm empathetic to your loss and sincere condolences, and that AIDA is really, really, really set up for those that are incarcerated that really want to shift out of that abusive mindset
yes,
and that way of being. And that includes myself.
yes.
So I just want you to know what we stand for and what our purpose is.
Yes, definitely.
Our mission. I didn't share that, but our mission is to eradicate domestic abuse from the inside out. And that means not just from inside the prison, but from inside of here and out.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, thanks for coming on our platform, and thanks for speaking with me and just talking about your organization, making people aware that they can have some help, some guidance, some support, and things
Absolutely.
like that, and you can change. So I believe
Yes,
in
ma'am.
that as well. So I appreciate you for coming on, and I look forward to meeting you again. I did meet you in person. I met you down when we showed up at the crop field trip. Took the crop youth coaches out, and you were one that was in the room with us. I still have that video. So yeah, definitely, definitely. I appreciate you guys even letting us. I just appreciate you guys because we are inspired by the crop organization, and that's we're taking those same I know on my Facebook they can tell that I'm speaking like y'all. They think you're speaking like me probably at this point because they hear me
We're
talking
speaking.
about all that, but I get it from them.
We're speaking another language.
Yes, yes, and that's how I be wanting my coaches to align up. That's why we have a coach's guide for coaching. You need to be speaking the language. You need to know the pillars. You need to know, just everything. So,
Absolutely.
yes, yes.
And I give it up. Like my coworker always tells me, his name is Stone, and he says, "Live in the language," and that's what
Oh
we're doing. Living the language.
yes, I love me some Coach Stone. He's down to earth, and yeah, all you guys
Yes,
are.
sir.
I love all that. So I appreciate you coming on, and
Yes, ma'am.
hopefully be seeing you in the future.
Yes, you will.
All right. You have a great day. And you guys reach out to him if you would like to know more about AIDA, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thanks again for watching. We're going to give a shout out again to our sponsors real quick. I just want to share that you can become a sponsor on Made for a Boss TV. It's only like $10 a month. It's very low right now, but it is going up because unfortunately I got a business partner be like, Nikki, you be trying to give this stuff away. But anyways, y'all know me, so jump on now if you would like to be a sponsor. While I'm talking about him, there he go, my business partner with Crop Youth Initiative, right there, Bilal Rashid. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shouts out to him. And then we just gonna show some slides of you. I got a picture up of you and your wife. Where were you guys at right here?
Is it outside of the prison?
Yep.
Yeah. So I can't see the picture, so they know. But yeah, that should be us when we did a workshop in San Quentin.
Okay. And then you got you and a gentleman with a gray shirt on, a hat. You guys look like you're in the same place. And then let's.
So we did. So that was another one that we did a CTF Solid at.
Okay, cool. And then let's see.
So the places that we served.
Oh yeah, there go you and Rich. Shout out Rich Morales. I don't know who the gentleman is in the middle, but it's a picture of you and Rich. You have the mustard shirt on, the mustard hat. Yep, I got that one.
Oh, so that's us at inside at the campus in the coach's lounge. So that's the newest coach. That's the older picture, but that's the newest coach, Ricardo Romero.
Shout out Ricky, go ahead. And that's co-founder Rich Morales. And then we have you here with a gentleman. I thought that was Jason, but that's not Jason. Okay.
No.
He has a suit coat on with the blue shirt, and then we have a picture of there go you and Jason. I think that's you and Jason right there.
I don't think me and Jason are in the picture.
Okay, then that's just you and another businessman.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we got a group of you guys out here in front of San Quentin. Yes.
So that was a powerful thing. That was a victim impact, and they allowed me to speak, and it was well received. They had district attorneys there and victim advocacy groups, and to be able to share and give a testimony and to express, you know what I'm saying, living amends was humbling. And they asked, would I join in and taking the picture at the end?
Okay, yes. And then you in here, right here, look like a classroom setting. It looked like some youth.
Yes, that was in Del Paso Heights. So
Del Paso Heights.
So we were able to do a workshop on healthy relationships, teen dating violence, and healthy relationships.
We just spoke on that. Yes.
So that's what I'm trying to do more of.
Okay. So you guys stay tuned. He want to do more of these teen dating awareness programs. Like, what is it? You just spoke to them for about an hour or so?
2 hours, and engaged with them, did some slides, and engaged them in questions, process the group and what's their knowledge of it. And it was really, really, really like sad because, you had young women in there who spoke about it, how they experienced it through others, and one person who had experienced it herself. And it just, it was just eye-awakening, the knowledge that they already do have, however, also, what their thoughts were about it, like how it's normalized.
Well, you guys heard it first. This is the founder. So it's you and your wife that founded.
Yeah. We're the co-founders of AIDA. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So thanks again. I'm going to end the show. You guys, if you would like to be a sponsor on Made for a Boss TV inside of the Boss Work Media Studio, holla at your girl Nikki, 916-745-9598.
Boss Work Entertainment. Let's get it. Made for a boss. Made